Hello all. In this video I would like to talk to you about prayer and how prayer without work doesn't work. So sometimes a lot of people get down on their knees and pray to God for a miracle in their lives, or pray to God for a certain dream or reality to materialize and manifest into physical reality. They pray, and do nothing about it themselves. They pray and leave it to God and hope that God will come knocking at their door with the thing that they prayed for on a golden platter for them. But that doesn't work. Prayer without you putting in your part doesn't work. God will answer your prayer, but you have to meet him halfway in order to grab what you have prayed for. He has given us free will, and he has given us a certain amount of power to do our part, to do our bit in order to get the things that we want in this physical reality that we're all here, we're all in. So prayer without work doesn't work, and it'll never work unless you do your part. So you can spend years and years and years praying for something to happen, but if you don't change your ways by doing your part, by putting in the work, then it'll be the same thing. And if you're doing something over and over again and you're not getting the results, then you need to change what you're doing. And the thing that you need to change is doing your part. You need to take action. You can't just sit there and hope that God will come knocking at your door with what you have prayed for. It doesn't work that way. It has never worked that way. We have to do our part in order to get all the things that we want, And he helps us sometimes by planting not only the desire in our hearts, but, planting an idea in our mind. And we need to act upon those ideas. That is having the faith, acting upon those ideas that he's planted in our hearts. And that's part of doing the work and meeting him halfway in order to grab what we have asked him for. So I'll tell you a story that my father often tells my children. And he's told me several times as well before about how you need to do your part when you've prayed for something, or when you have a desire for something to materialize, how you need to do your part in order to have that physically, So a guy was stuck on top of his roof after a terrible hurricane had occurred where he lived, and the whole area was surrounded by water. So he closed his eyes and he prayed and he said, God, I'm stuck here on this river, but I have faith in you, and I'm asking you to rescue me from this rooftop because I don't see any dry land anywhere. So there's no place for me to swim to. I'm just going to die if you don't, rescue me. So not long after, a guy in a rowboat came rowing by, and he saw the guy stuck on the roof. So he said to him, hey, you up there, why don't you jump onto my boat and I will row you to safety? But the guy on the roof said, it's okay, I've prayed to God and I have faith and I know that God will rescue me, so it's okay. You carry on as you were, I'll be fine, I'm waiting for God, he'll answer my prayers. Not long after that, another guy came along, and this time he was on a motorboat. So the guy in the motorboat shouted to the guy stranded and said, hey, you up there, jump onto my motorboat and I will take you to safety. It's the only way you'll survive this. But once again, he said, no, thank you. You're very kind and everything, but I've prayed to God and I have faith in God, so God will answer my prayer. So just carry on as you were, but thank you so much. Not long after that, someone in a helicopter came whizzing by. He dropped down a rope and said to the guy on the roof, "Hey, you, grab onto the rope and I'll take you to safety. It's the only way." But again, he said to him, "It's okay. I've prayed to God and God is going to answer my prayer. I have faith in God and I know He will rescue me. So please just carry on as you were, but you're very kind. Thank you so much." So the guy in the helicopter went on by. Not long after, the water just rose up and killed the guy. So he died. When he ended up in heaven, he saw God and he approached him and said, "God, why did you forsake me? I was stuck on that roof and I prayed to you for help, but you didn't answer my prayer. Why did you do that? When you said that when we pray, if we have faith, you will answer us." God looked at him and said, "I sent you a rowboat, a motorboat, and a helicopter to rescue you, but you refused them all. What did you expect?" So the story tells us that when we pray, we need to do our part. We need to meet God halfway and grab hold of what we've prayed for. We have to take that leap of faith. That man refused. He thought he had faith. He expected God to come knocking on his door. He expected God to come down with his hand and rescue him. And that isn't how it works. When you pray for something, you have to get off your butt and play your part by doing whatever it is that you need to do in order to get your desires met. So prayer without work doesn't work. Always keep that in mind when you've been praying for something over and over again and you don't seem to get the results. So for example, you could be praying for a life partner and just sitting at home and not doing anything about it. That's not going to work. I mean, yeah, someone could come knocking at your door. It could happen. But the best thing to do is to go out, go to social events and go to conferences. Just go out to places, go to the library, music events. Just go out. The more you go out, the more likely you are to meet somebody that God would like you to meet. So always remember that when you pray for something, you have to get off your butt and play your part and meet God halfway in order to get what you want. Go out there and grab it. He's given you hands and feet and a life. He's given you air that flows through your lungs. So long as you're alive, you can play your part. You're not restricted to a bed, so you can play your part by getting out there and doing what you need to do to achieve your goals or to have your desires manifest into the reality. So again, prayer without works doesn't work and will never work. Thank you for watching and for listening. And if you aren't subscribed, please do subscribe because I'll be making more videos. And yes, thank you. Take care. God bless you. Bye.